And good morning. Welcome, everyone. We're super excited for you to be here this morning. Welcome to Google Vids 101. This is your guide to creating video projects, and we're excited for you to be here for our first ever presentation on Google Vids. So let's talk about your presenters. My name is Lee Arnold. I am a project specialist at, again, Educational Technology in our school district. I am accompanied by
Trent Lobsher, good to see everyone. Project manager with educational technology as well.
And we do have Kathy Angioni, who would also be assisting in the chat. So thank you guys. We're excited to be here. Reminder for today's session, please use the chat for any questions you might have. All three of us are quick typers. We will be happy to answer any questions. We do expect a large crowd. So again, the more questions you have, probably someone else has them. So please put them in the chat. And please make sure to participate and engage today. We want to make sure that you leave here getting something out of this training. So I am a firm believer on sometimes we go through these trainings and we get a lot of information, which is great. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming. So I wanted to share with you, you can either use the QR code on the screen, or I'm going to put in the chat a copy of the presentation. However you learn, feel free to utilize this, whether it's later to refer back to. It is up to you. So I just wanted to provide that for you with either the link in the chat or the QR code on the screen. So I'm going to give you a minute to scan that in case you're a scanner. It does have the links in there for today. So if you're someone who likes to utilize your phone for some interactive parts, by all means, scan the QR code. All right, agenda. We've done introductions. What is Google Vids? Sometimes we're attending trainings and we're not sure exactly what it is. So we'll go over that today. We want to make sure you understand how to use Google Vids and incorporate it into your instruction, because again, kids are going to love this. So first off, welcome ritual. So how comfortable are you with introducing and using a recording platform with your students? So I don't know about you, but I love these pictures. They are done with AI. So are you terrified? Please put in the chat. 1, totally okay if you're terrified. 2, not comfortable. Angry cat seemed to fit like this. I mean, I think that's the best image there. You're comfortable, you're ready to try it out, and extremely comfortable. Maybe you have used a recording platform in the future like Flip or the previous. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 3s and 4s. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on. 4s. Now, even if you're a 1 or a 2, totally excited for you to be here today, because again, your kids are probably going to be more comfortable than we are presenting this information. We just got to know the basics on how to give them and provide them this tool. So thank you for sharing. So what is Google Vids? So it's an online video creation app. Tons of possibilities within here. It is in the Google Suite, so you have that available to you within your Drive. And again, you want to be able to utilize this platform to not only showcase students what the possibilities are out there, but to make everything in your instruction more engaging. So you're going to see today that you can add voiceovers. You can choose from these stock images, videos, and music that they already have available to you, and you can even upload your own media content. So welcome to our session. Stop yourself here. I'm going to share a video that I created. Again, you're going to hear my voice. I'm sorry, I'm not someone who likes listening to their voice, so I'll probably mute myself during this time. But it's something that it was really, really simple on how to create it. I did put the QR code. If, again, you're someone who wants to watch it later, feel free. But here's a little bit of ed tech. Welcome to our session on what is educational technology. Our team is in charge of managing the instructional technology in your classroom. We use penny sales tax funds to ensure you have the latest and greatest technology at your fingertips. Last year, we updated the projectors. This year, we are updating the smart panel PCs to maximize the full lifespan of our interactive flat panels. Speaking of, the smart boards are one of our favorite projects in teachers and students. Teachers showcasing their lessons, being interactive, and having students come up to the board is literally something that every student wants to do, no matter what the grade. We hope you like them as much as we do. Our team also focuses on the updating audio and school sound systems. We want to prioritize safety and make sure all students can hear your fabulous lessons. Can't forget about our forefront of AI, providing teachers and administrators training in the use of AI in classrooms. Conmigo is
a tool that promotes one-on-one tutorial, and Adobe for all students. We're a small team working diligently to support you and the tools needed to implement the technology into your instruction effectively. Thank you so much for listening and learning about Department of Ed Tech.
Again, I am no expert here, but that was pretty simple to make. Again, I stuttered a little bit. Hey, it's a little hard to record yourself, but again, you can make something just as good, if not better, than I did today. So hopefully we'll get something out of this. You'll see here that I am someone who I tend to try to do things while the presenter is doing them. So I just want to inform you today that I'm going to model for you what we are going to do on the screen first. And then you are going to have time to play and learn and actually do those pieces. So don't feel that you are kind of toggling between screens. If you just watch our screen first, I'll model it and then you'll have time to do it. And again, we'll still be supporting you within the chat with any questions you might have. So before we get into it, you are going to see that we are going to have a dashboard page. And I wanted to show this because we're going to focus on a couple different areas. So just like a Google Doc, Google form, the title is going to be on the upper left-hand side where you're going to be able to adjust the title very simply. This picture that you have, this blank rectangle on the screen, is what's called a scene. And if I'm selecting it up here, it is also highlighted down here at the below. This is the scene at the bottom. You're going to have multiple scenes today. So I just wanted to let you know whatever's showing here is going to be what's highlighted underneath. We're going to be able to pull from images, videos, music, all of that is going to be in this little icon down at the right, which we've seen before with uploading images. And we're also going to be focusing on the top bar, which is templates. And just like you've dabbled in Canva, you've seen that there's templates, things that have already pre-created that you can utilize and edit. So we're going to utilize those today and your features. So I just wanted to share with you again what it's going to look like. The first time you're going to go in, we're going to see some things. And before we even get excited about that, I want you to leave here today with something that you can either showcase to your colleagues or your students, or even something that you can utilize within the classroom instruction. So these are some ideas that maybe we can take away and think about as we're doing today's project. So if you are creating a vid for a year in review, I don't know about you, but my daughter's kindergarten teacher made a video for her students after all year of all the pictures comprised. It was adorable. I might have cried. But again, if I had this piece, it probably would have been a heck of a lot easier for her to put this together. I don't want to know how many hours she spent on that. You can also think about, students creating a video of a topic of study. Or maybe, hey, you want them to do this project before they leave. We all know that there's some downtime after testing and you want to engage them. Why not have them create a video of their upcoming summer plans? So these are just some suggestions I would love for you to think about on how you can utilize today's session and also come out with a project and a video ready to use. And the first time you go in, you're going to see this pop up and it says using a template. So again, a template is exactly how we had it before. We can select the ones we want. As you can see at the bottom, this tech gadget is the one I have highlighted. Just because I have that one highlighted, that would mean I'm only going to insert selected scene. If I click a couple more, you'll see a couple more highlighted, and those are the ones I want to insert. You can also insert all of the scenes as you see the two buttons at the bottom. So we are going to, again, your choice. I am all about your choice. You can find template today. You're going to then select either one scene or all, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So how do you get to Google Vids? Something is probably like hidden that we haven't seen before. So you're going to go into your drive. You're going to hit that new button that you would normally hit for documents, a form, but you're going to find Google Vids. And like I said, I'm going to walk you through this today. So be patient with me as we're flipping through many tabs. So here I am on my drive. I'm going to hit new. Mine pops up right here, Google Vids, because I've been playing with it. Yours might not. So you might have to go to more and you'll see Google Vids. When you select Google Vids, go ahead and click that to open it. You might have this start, but you're going to have templates that pop up. If they do not pop up, guess what? No stress. You're going to come to that dashboard like I told you about. So if you could do a little emoji at the bottom, little send a reaction, thumbs up if you're on this dashboard page. That way I know you're here. All right, Shari. Thank you, Amy. Lisa, good job. Awesome. Oh, an explosion of thumbs. That makes my morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So far, so good. Okay, that works. So like I said before, we're going to be using templates. And again, templates are at the right-hand side. So I want you to scroll over here. You're going to go to this one right here. If you hover, it should say templates. I'm going to have you watch my screen and you can see templates pop up. Now, the thing with Google and AI and everything's changing. This is brand new. So be patient with us as this is something new for us. And it will change because first off, the first thing that I saw is like, wow, there's no search feature for the templates. Hey, guess what? I'm going to bring that to our Google team and that'll probably see an update coming before you know it. So I want you to just take a look and I'm just going to pick one that honestly, all right, that looks pretty. So you can see here, I can click on one and it'll pop right up into my main template. I can just insert all the scenes. So I'm going to insert all. I got it. Scooting over here. You can see that there's different styles that I can choose from. I can see that they do have all of the colors for me to select. I can see the different fonts that are, again, already provided. However, you can see here this little edit. I can change that font. And all of the fonts that are this, oh man, I am grotesque. That's a guess. I'm going to guess that. That could be a font that I change throughout the entire vid. So you can see replace font. It will replace it throughout the entire vid where that is located. I can cancel that. I can cancel the style. So once I have it, you can see here, just like I said before, whatever is on my screen on the scene that's on the main dashboard page is the one that's highlighted below. You can see here, it's highlighted in blue. If I switch to this, then that's what pops up. Okay, hopefully everyone is watching here. So now I'm going to edit. The best part about this is you can edit. So I'm going to talk about, let's see, offline. So vids for summer. And I'm not going to lie, coming back from spring break, the first thing I think of is summer break. So that's where my brain is at. So we're going to say summer break. I'm going to change the title. Notice the top left, summer break vid. And so I'm going to plan it for my students to create a video about what their upcoming plans are for summer. And again, it's always great if we have a model template to show them on what we could expect or what we would like from them. So this is going to be mine. So notice this is a duplicate scene, this one to this one. I can literally come over here. I can right click, just like you normal features that you have in Google Docs, delete that scene. I can duplicate it. I can move it. Excuse me. So this one, I'm just going to delete. And there you go. Don't stress, you know, things that happen and we make errors, right? There's a back button, just like over here. So don't stress, there's back buttons. So I have adjusted the title. I have adjusted, again, some text. So far, so good. Hopefully I haven't lost anyone just yet. All right, now I'm going to, so say I have this, I'm going to scroll through my scenes and this is all right. But say I want to add a scene. There is a hidden plus button down here. If you can locate that, it says new scene when I hover over it. When I open it, it pops up a scene. It's like a blank template. I can add text. Notice this pops up over here. Headlines. All right, Q&A. That looks cute. I can look into speakers. Again, if you click into the headlines, I can get more. There is no search feature yet. I'm going to say yes because things change very often. And I can always go back. I could see phrases, call to action. These are all, again, what you find in those text. Stock media. I can see that there's videos, stock images. So if I wanted to go to an image and I just add one, you can see it takes over that screen. When I click on it, you can see the order in which if I wanted that text in the front, I could send to the back, and now my text pops up. I can expand it, make it as large as the background is. Very basic. So I'm going to refresh again and state again what we did. So all I did was find a template I liked. added the scenes. I changed some text. Fun. And then I added a scene at the bottom. So we're going to head back over to my PowerPoint. And this is where you're going to have an opportunity to do the same thing. So same simple task is you're going to select a template, insert some or all of the scenes, maybe add an additional scene, and add and adjust some text. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to do this. If you have questions, this is the time that we can support you in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to mute. I'm going to put a timer. And if you have questions, we're here to answer them for you. All right. Hopefully that was enough time. Thumbs up if that was. Thumbs down if you feel like you could have spent 20 more minutes, but it's only one part, so I appreciate the feedback. Perfect, perfect. Again, we did some good questions come in the chat. So I always like to go through those and again, answer anything that we can answer. The max the video is going to be is 10 minutes. So if you do have a template and you notice the time on it is 15, well, that's not possible. But if it has 9 minutes and you add a video that's 3 more, it's not going to work because there's a max of 10 minutes. All good questions. And again, we're learning, so it's all good. Oops, I'm going to remove my timer. All right, so now we're going to focus on editing that template that you have. And some of us have already started, so that's great. Some things that you're going to see is that play preview in the middle has a, again, button. You can see the max time of the video and what time frame you are currently looking at. We've also seen that you can add a scene, which we did before. You can always preview at the top as well. There's 2 different locations where you can preview it. I like at the bottom because again, it just previews it in that scene instead of making it full screen. You can see we are going to add music. Some of them already have music, which is great. And then we're going to also play with the transitions. It's probably one of my favorite. It's probably the very minute details, but that again excites me. So we're going to go in and focus on, again, the transitions and music. Like I said before, I'm totally going to work with you and do this. So if you want to just watch on my screen, and that way when it's time for your turn, you know exactly what you are doing. So first thing is first, we're going to look at the transition. So the transition is literally what it means. It's the transition from one scene to the next. So instead of it throwing itself to the next, you could have a little slide effect. So you can see down here at the bottom, I went to where that transition is. It's a little blue and it has a little blurred on it. And out pops, once I click on it, the transition. So you can see here, you can have none. It just goes from one scene to the next. It can dissolve. You have all these different options. You can scale it and it'll show a preview on the screen. So again, if I faded it, here we go. Here comes the fade. So when your video is playing, that type of transition will appear between each scene. You can also change the duration. I tend to play with it a little bit after I've decided on what feature of a transition I want, because again, I want to see it played out. So you can go funky, you can spin it into the screen, you can flicker it, really strobe out your students, slide it in. Depends on what you like. So I'm just going to, I think I like the spin on this one. So now once I have it, I can again adjust it. You can see here, I can go back. It'll stick with that same time frame and what I want adjusted. I'm going to speed it up. I can also type it in. Sometimes I'm lazy. I just like to click. Oh, that's a way too. So that is that one transition. That does not mean that transition is kept for all of them. So you notice from this transition, it's still on scale, where this one was the one that I adjusted its spin. It does save automatically. Notice I didn't have to hit save. It saves it automatically. If you don't like it, you can always undo it. Undo back button at the top left over here. You have it. So here's another transition. I can push it in. Notice there's different directions for some of them, like the push-ins. I can push it up. I can push down, come in from the left, the right, however I feel. So I kind of like that down. The other one that we're going to have you do today, and in this section, is going to be music. So you're going to come down here to stock and web, where we got those images. Notice it sticks from the last section you had. So last one I did was those images. I'm just going to hit this back arrow to go back. You can either type in music. You can go here and just click down to music, or you can just do the old-fashioned way and scroll down to the music section. Again, there are some different filters in which you can locate alternative punk, ambient, cinematic, children's, dance, and electronic. That's been my vibe lately, so I'm probably going to go with this one. And you can see all the ones that, again, it has. Again, there is a search feature for this, but it's more or less going to pick up the different genre. Not necessarily, I'm not going to remember that this is urban, fun, easygoing, inspirational music. It's just not going to work like that. So you can see I can insert this audio with the little plus button. I can hit the play button and listen to it. I don't know about you, but that's definitely waking me up. So I'm going to insert that video. And notice before I hit that insert, look what's highlighted underneath. You can see my scene. Did you notice that what happened when I hit insert, it only added it to the scene in which I am going to be wanting to play this music. Makes sense? I can come down here, and this is going to be, let me make this a little bigger. So because I had selected this scene, it started the music here. And that can be I wanted it on my entire video. Well, guess what? I have this little cursor. And now you're going to want to be a pain with me. I can say I wanted to align it, but I want to go back starting with this scene. I can do that if I wanted to. I can also state, this is a big one. Notice it goes on forever because again, it's 10 minutes. I can, hold on. I get this cursor. Push it over, but it's not going to go all the way back to the front because that is where I started it on. So if that is something that you don't want and you're like, man, I really wanted it to start at the beginning of my scene, what am I going to do? I can adjust the audio timing. I can go and bring it now to the front. Well, if I can click on it right. And I want to make sure. Notice it was right up here. I'm going to show that again. This pops up when you add in audio. It says audio adjust timing. 2 ways to do it. I can hit this and I can adjust it to where I want it, or I can just select the front scene and that's where I want the music to start and I play it. If you just want it to play on for this part, this scene, when you insert your music, you can then insert it, select the scene and adjust. I click on the music and that's where that adjust comes up. I'm going to click on the music again. I can also, here's that button again. If it, for some reason we're not, seeing it at the top, you can again, right click on the music. It pops up here. So there's always multiple ways to find that music adjustment. I can then go back, say I hate it. I just need you to just get rid of it. Back, back, back. Works like a charm every single time. Again, if I go here, I'm going to click on my scene. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to find music. I'm going to find it this way this time. Maybe that was a little much. Maybe I'll change it up. Notice it's on the first video, the scene. I hit sounds calming enough. Add it. Notice wherever my cursor laid on the scene, that's where it started. So I'm going to click on that music. I'm going to adjust it. Notice it becomes black to where I can actually guide it. Come on. And then I can scrunch it all the way over here to the left. If it works for me. There you go. Okay. 2 basic things that we did. Transitions and music. I'm now going to give you time to do that. Remember thinking that at the end, I want you to leave with something to utilize in your instruction. So we don't want to scare the kids too much with the music, but I mean, hey, wake them up. So I'm going to go put 4 minutes on the timer, and any questions, write it in the chat. Okay, hopefully that was enough time. I appreciate you working with us. So far, so good. We're going to go on. Okay, so we kind of saw what editing and adding a scene has been. We're going to add another scene. I'm going to show you a little bit more. And then we're going to add scripts. And it's probably one of my favorite parts because there's no saving. It automatically saves. Amen for Google Docs, kind of like Google Vids. That's why it's nice to have in the same workspace. So I'm going to share back to my video. Before I go on, I'm going to say, okay, if I'm going to add over here, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to add a scene. So remember, bottom right hand side, the plus button, add a scene. Over here, this plus button up at the top left hand corner, you can also add another scene. It works either way. I tend to like inside the actual program. So I'm going to back. So if I click on my scene, it pops up in my dashboard. So again, you have the basic tools as a normal doc at the top where I can change the background to a different color. Thank you. Thank you. I can change the transition right up here. I can throw it over here, go back over to my stock and web. I'm going to go back. So they actually have a whole plethora of videos for you. Again, we'll probably see a little bit more features as they come in. You could search through all this. So if I want to search, I don't, if I could type this morning, that would also help. Cats. Yeah, cats. Vacations, because again, I'm planning for showcasing this with my students. So you can see here, family vacations. I'm not really sure about the drawing sunblock. Probably not good with the kids. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to enter it right here. Okay. There we go. Took a minute. Again, technology only works when it wants to. It's very temperamental. So you can see here, it only made it to where it was half the screen. So I'm going to delete. You can see here, that's the image size. I can expand it, make it larger. I can change the background. Notice the buttons that pop up with that video, which are very important because you're going to see those come again soon when you record your own. You can have animation as the first. Change the sound. Maybe you want it to be minimized because you do have background music in the end, or maybe this is someone you speaking. So you want it to be louder than the music that you're actually presenting on. So this is where you go for sound. Playback options and format options. Format are the basic ones that you'll see with a regular image, like the rotation, the position of it, any shadowing. But I'm going to hit animation. So you can see similar to the transitions. How do I want it to appear? Do I want it to slide in? Do I want it to rise up, fade in? There's a little bit more that the transitions. And you can see here, this is a kind of cool effect where you can loop it. You can see again, going to continuously go. It's not going to stop. If it was a photo, you can see how it has grayed out. It would have a photo effect. So you can see a little bit of added features there. So I'm going to slide in. If I were to play that video, I can hit preview right here. So I don't know about you, but that vacation looks amazing. Already thinking about summer. It was a little loud. So again, notice that volume is at 100%. Maybe I turn it down. I can also mute it. If you want to talk right over it, you clearly might not want to have the sound present when you're doing that. So you can mute it. You can also have your voice come in as a slow, gradual, calming, serene voice coming in. Probably not as good as the teacher because it's going to put the kids to sleep or pretend that they're already on vacation. So these are all options to you, just adding in, again, a video into your slide. Then I want to say we're going to go down to scripts. So we've been over here where it's stock and web, but you're actually going to transition at the very bottom. You'll see at the bottom it says scripts, has a little piece of paper with a mic. So the wonderful part about this is I can enter in a script that I want to say. So think about that video that I showed you in the very beginning about what our ed tech specialists do here at the district. I literally filled in all the scenes scripts and I literally just read from each one. So it's very helpful when you know you have to say a lot and you want to get the thoughts down, and you know that sometimes we stumble when we're recorded. Believe me, I recorded part of that multiple times. You want to write it here. So think about your upcoming vacation? Where do you want to go? Is it somewhere tropical? This is something that, again, I could be saying. So I can hit this left and I could see, did I write a script for this? Nope. What do you think is fun when thinking about summer plans? And notice if I go back, my script is still there, which is nice because when you're recording, it automatically transitions from one script scene to the next. So all you have to do is read off your screen and it's there for you. So all of your thoughts and ideas are down. So I can either come over here and I can click back to this. Notice I hit scripts, it's already popped up. But if I was to say here, I hit the script on that scene, I enter in my script. So during this time, we've added a couple more things. So I want you to focus on maybe adding another scene with either an image, a stock image, or a video, and then adding in some scripts for some of your slides. So if you have questions, this is the time to put in the chat. We're excited to see this is building up. I want to give you, again, 4 minutes. You're adjusting a scene, adding a scene, and adding some scripts. All right, thumbs up. We're still doing good on timing. Everybody liking the time to play with it, hopefully. Sometimes I feel like it helps. That way you get more familiarized with the content. Perfect. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Okay, so now the fun stuff. Recording. Not always the most enjoyable to some of us who don't like to hear our voice, but hey, got to do it, right? So when you select it, there are some things that you're going to have to go through. There is, again, you're making sure that that recording piece is at the bottom. You're going to select what you want to record, whether you're going to record yourself, camera, and the screen, or you just want to showcase the screen, in which my video, I chose not to share my face. It is what it is. You can share your face or the screen, and you can just do the voiceover. It's totally up to you. When you do this, you will have to give your mic and camera access. As you can see here, that beautiful image of myself. You can, again, allow while you're doing it on your site. You can select the tab in which you are utilizing. Notice it says no camera access because I didn't give it to it in that point. Then you select which tab you want to record. And you can see here, I selected my face to be recorded. And again, the tab, the screen that I'm showing. Then you are going to have, I remember telling you about those video icons at the bottom. You're going to have those afterwards as well. You'll have animation, you'll have the sound, playback options, and format options when you do record. So we're going to go back to the vids. Okay. So I'm going to go over here, pretending that my vid is ready to rock and roll. I'm going to come down to this recording button. So I can record camera, screen and camera, or screen due to this purposes because I'm on with Google Meet. I'm going to just do screen. Notice it says what screen. Oh, it's probably not showing because I have so many things out here. We're going to go like this. Give me a moment. Nope. And I decided to do this. It wants to, again, share, enter a picture in picture automatically. You can allow every visit, allow this time. You just want to give permissions. That way it does it every time. On my screen, you can see here, I have a giant red button. That is when I want to start. It is going to do a countdown. So I would present, I would share, I would actually be able to read my script if it's on the Google Vids. I chose a different application because it's going to just mess up my sharing capabilities right now. So if I was doing a voiceover, I would click this button. I would again showcase it. And I'm going to go back here. Okay, now it just decided to stop. I don't want to go through it because it's not going to be fun for me. When you do have it open, you'll have your scripts available. So again, you can see here, if I do start on my script and maybe you just want to record your one scene, totally okay. Have your script ready. Instead of hitting this first, hit the scripts and hit this record myself. The same options are going to be available to you during this time. Okay. All right. Any last, I'm not sure of this. I do want to give you time to try it out, just even if you were to do one script. So make some last minute details on a script, adjust the scene length, record your vid. You are going to realize very quickly, and again, lesson learned, when I recorded, I actually had some delay or some areas where I had to expand my scene because I had way more in my script than I had time allotted on my scene. So play with it, try it out. I'm going to give you 4 minutes. Please don't hesitate to write in the chat. All right. Well, hopefully everyone had an opportunity to try that out. I did want to share something with you that's very important, especially if you decide to do the implementation piece on e-learning. We do need you to share your video with view only. So again, normally like a doc, you would go to the share button and make sure you share with anyone to view only. You may also download it as an MP4 if you wanted to upload it into your Google Classroom. That is another way to download it to your device as an MP4, then share with you in your Google Classroom. But don't forget to make sure it's view only. So huge piece is, again, noticing how to utilize this in your instruction. We want to make sure that students get their hands on this because it is engaging. It's a way to share their knowledge base and for you to make your instruction even more phenomenal than it already is. So today we are going to share out using a whiteboard in Canva. Don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but we're super excited to share with you. What I'm going to do is I am going to put a link in the chat, and it is going to take you to this tab. So, I already see people joining. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So this is a whiteboard. If you have been accustomed to using Jamboard, well, Jamboard's gone, and this is the new Jamboard. I'm going to showcase a little bit about it. You technically only have view only. Do not freak out. I made it that way, just like you're going to want to make it this way with students. I created this. What you are going to do is you're going to grab a sticky note. So where are the sticky notes, you ask? You can either look at the tools. Notice my toolbar popped up. Here's sticky notes, where you can select a sticky. You can also go to the Elements tab and pull up a sticky note, your choice of color. I think that's pretty. Pull it in. So when I do that, it pops up. This is a whiteboard. It's infinite space, which means please, please look how big this is. We have a lot of people on, which means I can easily pull that out and work somewhere where there's not 1,500 other sticky notes. I can also make it bigger because Canva just makes it super tiny. You're going to put something in the chat, probably a lot cleaner than mine right now. Write how you can utilize Google Vids in your instruction. I want to know, and so do your colleagues. They want to know, how can we use this? When you're done, making sure it's somewhere that, is presentable and you can read it, go ahead and look at someone else's and add an emoji. Notice an emoji face pops up. You can add a reaction. And if you think it was phenomenal and you can't wait to utilize it, let that person know. Add a comment and say, man, that's a great idea. I cannot wait to do that in my classroom. If you mess up, perfect example, delete your sticky note and try it again. I am going to change this from view only, and I want to share what I do on the screen. That way you can do this with your students. You're going to hit share. Anyone can view, and now anyone can edit. Sometimes it's worked. Other times people have to refresh to try to access it. So if you refresh, grab a sticky, you should be able to edit. Oh, Jacqueline, first winner. Thank you for grabbing a sticky. And again, it's infinite, spread out. I'm going to give you, say, 2 minutes to jot down an idea on how you're going to utilize Google Vids in the classroom. And again, comment and send some emojis to some of your colleagues. Okay, as we're finishing up, I love it. I hope you guys love this whiteboard activity. I'm going to share some that I thought were amazing. I'll use this for a project to go along with one of our benchmark units about severe weather. Students will act as news reporters broadcasting a specific severe weather. Love that. Honestly, love that. I want to create science topics that we're learning. Kids can use them to review at the end before the year test. I thought this is great. Jessica's, I'm going to have the students make an informational video of an animal of their choice. Love it. I think that's fantastic. I'm going to guys let you finish up because I know that's super exciting, but I want to make sure you guys get all the rest of the information. If you do need more support, I don't know if you've known this, but our EdTech training site is in your portal and it is readily available to you. I'm going to share on my tab. So this is our EdTech training team site. If you've never been, check it out. It's got some great information here. You would go under applications. You can go here, or you can go down at the bottom. You will see Google applications and Google Vids is there. I'm going to put the recording for today's session on this webpage. That way you have it. And there are some additional resources like help documents, creating a new video, adding images, getting started are all available to you. So feel free to utilize that. In-service points, like I said before, it is on e-learning. The course ends on the 9th and of June. Gosh, that's here before you know it, but exciting. Please make sure you share with the view only tab. And upcoming trainings. Later today, I'm doing Gemini for elementary education. Kathy is doing Canva at 2 p.m. Don't hesitate to sign up for those trainings. We'd love to see you and share more information. If you love today's session, please don't hesitate to jot down our mailing list. We only email a couple times, but we do have some great opportunities come about. We'd love to hear from you, and we appreciate you being here today. If there's any questions, feel free to stay on. Be happy to help. But other than that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'm excited that some people are already ready to see me at Gemini. So thank you. I hope it was great. I hope you walked away with something to utilize in your instruction. Thank you.